is time once again for me to talk about how much money I spent on K-pop. Always a fun video for me. Specifically, we will be talking about how much money I spent in 2023 on K-pop. And for those who are interested, I have done this for 2022 and 2021 as well. So feel free to check those out first because I will be referencing those videos. But to those who decided not to watch those two videos and know nothing about me, hi. I have been collecting K-pop albums since 2017. Bit of an understatement to say I have a lot of albums. I have a problem. I have over 1,000 albums, okay? And just like the years before, let's start this video off with the disclaimer. I am not rich. This is not me going, oh, look how many albums I have, look how much money I have to spend on K-pop. No, that is not the intention whatsoever. I'm just so bad with money. I do this because I understand how enticing it can be to watch big haul videos on YouTube, and you want to do it as well. I mean, I'm guilty of this. I do those really big haul videos. I feel like it's only fair for me to do that if I also am open and honest about how expensive it is to do those videos. Costs a lot of money, and I spend all year building up those hauls as well. I do not I don't encourage this, like, at all. Don't live the way I do. Like I said, I have money problems. And yes, I will be saying how much money I spent, but don't go around asking other collectors how much money they spent. Also, don't assume that because I spent this much money, that means other collectors spent this much money. We all have our ways of getting our collection. I am sure there are ways I could be saving way more money, and I'm just not taking advantage of that. Anyway, are we cool? Cool? All got it? I don't want to see one person in the comments saying I'm rich. Granted, I know just because I just said that, someone's going to say that, but I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I could have been, though. Could have been if I never bought these albums, but... So for the past, 3 years, I have a spreadsheet that I made myself on Google Sheets where I pretty much track every K-pop purchase I have made. And I do, fun little sorting and stuff so I can keep track of how many albums there are, how much money I spent specifically on the albums, how much money I spent on shipping, any discounts, what stores I bought from, what groups I bought. I go a little nuts, what can I say? I like statistics. And for dramatic effect, I will not be revealing the number of how much I spent on K-pop until the end of the video, so you have to stick around. In the meantime, I will show you 2021, 2022. Now, time to place your bets. Do you think I spent more or less than those numbers? And by how much? Got your guesses? Okay. Let's start the show. We're gonna do this very similarly. It's gonna be like last year's video. Only big change is kits have now been divided into kits and season's greetings. I've spent so much on season's greetings alone that they are just their own category now. Starting off with Lightsticks. In 2023, I bought a total of 8 Lightsticks, which is 4 more than 2022. Did I really buy 8 Lightsticks? Who did I buy? This came to a total of $414.43. Keep in mind, this does not include shipping. Shipping will be its own category that we will get to later. This is just the money that I feel like I'm spending on the item itself. And doing a little quick calculation, this does mean that the average Lightstick for me in 2023 was $51.80. Next, we have DVDs. So this year, all my DVDs were concert DVDs and Blu-rays. I didn't have any special DVDs or K-dramas or anything in this. I bought 10 DVDs, which is 4 more than I did in 2022, which totaled to $614.99. So all of that meant, on average, I spent $61.50 per DVD. Next up are Photobooks. Not to be confused with Photobooks and albums. These are books of photos that are marketed as Photobooks. In 2023, I bought 11 Photobooks, which feels crazy. I couldn't tell you 11 Photobooks that came out in 2023. I paid $455.99. I only bought one less. How did I save like $100? This makes my average $41.45 for Photobooks, and that feels so low. I don't know. In my mind, Photobooks are like at least $50. Next are the kits. And remember, this is not including Season's Greetings. Kits are essentially Season's Greetings, but they're not called Season's Greetings. So they're usually like a box of things. The big one thing was like membership kits. In 2023, I bought 6 kits, which totaled up to $228.87, meaning on average I spent $38.15 a kit. Obviously, there's a huge drop here because of the taking out the Season's Greetings. But so now, let's look at the Season's Greetings. In 2023, I bought 7 Season's Greetings, which is actually the same amount that I did in 2022. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I made this whole like big deal of like, I'm not buying boy group Season's Greetings this year, thinking that meant the number would go down. Why didn't it go down? I don't get it. These cost me $389.94 with an average price of $55.71, which actually sounds about right. I feel like Season's Greetings are around like $50-ish. Now for concerts. Ooh, a very, very expensive category and a very fun one. In 2023, I went to 7 concerts, which actually the same amount of concerts I went to in 2022. These 7 concerts cost me a total of $2,064.65, which is somehow like almost $500 less. That $400, that's like another concert. It's like I went to an extra concert. That's crazy. I was trying to figure out how this was possible because I do VIP in like front-ish row seats for pretty much like all concerts. I mean, you can watch my concert video that I did. Like, I don't really skimp out on concerts. Why I think it's so much lower this year is, for one, no KCON. Boy, oh boy, did that save me money, because KCON would have been more than $400. So yay. In addition to that, I did go to that Mamamoo concert, which I got like those like second row tickets for like $50 on resale, which is really cheap for K-pop concert tickets, especially for second row. Like, go me. So with all of that, the average concert ticket price for me was $294.95, which is still a lot of money. But I gotta say, I feel like I do spend more than that on concert tickets. Most concert tickets for me are like in the 300s, if not the 400s after fees and everything. Also, keep in mind, this does not include travel costs. This is just the ticket and the fee. But one thing I can confidently say is the travel cost for 2023 was way lower than 2022. Granted, I don't keep track of that anywhere, but in 2023, I only had to travel to one concert, and that was the NCT Dream one that was in New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. Whereas in 2022, I went to LA. I went to Boston. I went to New York. Whew, that's a lot of money for just the travel part of it. Whereas in 2023, everyone came to DC, baby. Let's go. And can I just say, you're welcome. To my fellow DMVians, you're welcome. Because I can't help but notice that ever since I started this YouTube channel and I started complaining about how no K-pop concerts come to DC, suddenly there's been quite the rise of concerts in DC. I just feel like I'm clearly the cause of that. Freaking IU's coming here. You're freaking welcome. It's all me. But no, that has been so good for me. It's so good for me that so many things come out to DC. I don't have to spend the money on the travel costs. Anyway, I think we're ready to move on to the next category. The miscellaneous category. The stupidest category there is, but all the extras gotta go somewhere, I guess. This includes like any K-pop merch thing that just didn't fall into the other categories. So think of like the aespa Crocs, the NCT perfume. If I bought any shirts, dolls, plushies, you get it? Miscellaneous. And apparently I bought 18 miscellaneous things, which really means nothing, except that it's a lot less than 2022. What was I buying in 2022? But I did spend a total of $727.07 on these 18 miscellaneous things, which that feels high. The Espa Crocs were like $100. Sure. The NCT perfume, also very expensive. So it makes sense, I guess. Sure. And then the stupidest stat here, this makes the average cost of each miscellaneous item $40.39. That means nothing. A miscellaneous item could be like a photo card, and that's worth like, what, $2? Next is the category I'm sure you have all been waiting for. Albums. Do, do, do. Alright, let's start off with the number of albums I bought. 237. You're telling me I bought like over 100 less? Oh, that's such a confusing statement. Sorry, in 2022, I bought like over 100 more albums than in 2022. I stopped buying albums. Oh my god, guys. Granted, 237 albums is still an insane amount of albums, and that's more than a lot of people have in just like their actual collection. I did that in a freaking year. Sorry, that sounded like a flex. It is not a flex. But can we focus on the fact that the number went down? And it went down a significant amount. Please clap. See, I was not kidding when I kept saying how I'm trying to buy less. There's the proof. I freaking did it. Let's go. Because boy, did it not feel like it in the moment. I did not feel like I was cutting back. Because, you know, when NCT Dream drops a comeback with over 20 albums. Can someone just tell me they're proud of me? Please, please. I mean, let's settle down a bit. Because, well, yes, I did buy a lot less albums. This still did cost me around $5,000. But I saved over $2,000 by cutting back on albums. Oh my god. Guys, did you know if you buy less, you save more money? Oh my god. This is so nice. I'm gonna be honest, I am really surprised by this. I ran the numbers multiple times. There was no way. It just seems insane to me because, like, you know, I think of like the NCT Dream comeback with like 20 plus versions that I bought, like all of the ITZY ones, the Red Velvet ones, the New Jeans ones. But I have talked a lot in anti-hauls about kind of cutting back on some groups that I don't do full collections for. And I guess it's made a difference, which is really cool to see. Like, this is like the fun thing of like doing this video. I did not feel that progress. So being able to look at the numbers and seeing how huge of a difference that is, I saved over $2,000. That is a lot of money. And I wouldn't have even known it. But I do this stupid little spreadsheet. And I can... Anyway, that's the categories. And before we tally that up, let's do a nice little breakdown of the groups. What groups did I spend the most money on? Out of the 41 groups I had spent money on, here are the top 10. Ooh. I'm going to be honest. I'm shocked to see TXT at number 1. But something to keep in mind is this does include concerts. I did see TXT in concert. In fact, I saw 5 of these groups in concert. And then these other groups just have so many versions of their albums. Like, it just makes sense that they're on this list. The only one that's weird is Lusemble. I mean, I guess I did go to the Lusemble concert, but like, that's like it. That's like all I spent on Lusemble. So I'm actually going to remove concert tickets for a second and look at the top 10 after making those changes. Now, this does change the order a bit, and it does take off Lusemble, and it adds Sumin. Oh my gosh. So if you were wondering how much I spent on those Sumin vinyls, there's your answer right there. Wasn't that fun? Anyway, let's go back to those categories. And let's go ahead and add everything up and see how much I spent on K-pop in 2023. And there she is. Can we just hold for a second and acknowledge that that number is under $10,000. Ho, ho, ho. Woo! Everyone be on your couch clapping for me. Ah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Someone better be excited for me. I can't be the only one. Granted, I know it's my money, so I'm obviously gonna be the most excited. But like, guys. It just feels so good because I remember last year when I got to this point in the video, it was like an average of $1,000 a month, and I was like, oh. So feels really good to bring that down. Yes, we're on the right path. Yes, 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 yes. Little fun fact for those who want to know: the amount I spent on those top 10 groups makes about 68% of that total. So almost 70% is just going to 10 groups. That number is actually pretty much the same as 2022, or at least that percentage. It was, once again, it was like 68% was just for the top 10 groups. So interesting. What does that tell me? So that's the total, right? That's how much I spent on K-pop in 2023. Well, no, because as you obviously can see, there's still a lot of video left, and we haven't talked about shipping. So let's now talk about the stores. What stores did I give my money to the most? Well, let's look at the top 10. So cool. So cool. It's not that exciting, I know. But what is exciting is the T, the shipping. We all want to know what stores are charging a lot for the shipping, right? So let's do a little breakdown on that. The way I do this is I do a little shipping percentage. Say I bought something at a store, I spent $100 at checkout. $80 is what went towards like the albums, $20 went towards shipping. This means that store had a shipping percentage of 20%. Something to keep in mind, and I say this every year that I do this video, is when you buy stuff in Korea, the albums are cheaper, the shipping's more expensive. When I buy things in the US, because I live in the US, the album's more expensive, shipping is cheaper. But what I have found, in most cases, the price total that I'm spending, pretty much the same. I just would rather have my money feel like it's going towards the item than the shipping. Girl math or whatever, right? Whatever. Look at the, what do I have? The top 5, top 10? Top 10 shipping, most expensive shipping. And to nobody's surprise, these are all international stores. I can't tell, have shipping prices just gotten worse? These percentages feel really high. Like higher than last year maybe. I don't know. But let's be more positive now and look at the stores I bought that had lower shipping percentages. And there they are. I do have to give a little disclaimer here that yes, Asia, while yes, it was 0 shipping, they give free shipping if you spend a certain amount of money. So it's not necessarily always $0 in shipping. And then eBay, it's all based on the seller. We all know how eBay works. And like, yeah, this is all cool, fine, dandy statistics, I know. But you guys really just care about how much did I spend on shipping in total. So I will tell you. And that number is $1,675.78. Which once again is less than 2022. I'm liking this trend. Add them all up. What is the total now? Well, it's $11,504.78. And as you can see, that shipping is 15% of that number, which is actually pretty much the same as it was in 2022. So, but there you have it. I spent like $3,000 less in 2023 than 2022. Except we're still not freaking done. We're not done. The video's not over. Because did you really think I was paying full price for everything? No. No, I would never. Well, no, I sometimes have to. But it's like, if I can get a discount, ooh, I'm getting a discount. Yeah. And there's my discounts. Okay, fine. It's not a lot. But still, like, $280? That is a lot of money. It just doesn't feel like a lot relative to, like, how much I spent total. But did you notice in that little graphic that I still didn't tally it all up? Like, it didn't say the total. Because we're still not done. And if you watched the 2022 video, you might know what's coming next. Which was something I said I probably wasn't going to do this year, but I lied. And I did do it again this year. In last year's video, I ran a little experiment where for the albums I bought in 2022, I would sell those photo cards from those albums as a way to kind of like earn back the money, to see how much money I could earn back if I were to sell photo cards from the albums. And apparently I was able to make like 1.5K back. That's pretty nice. And it's also pretty crazy when you think about how I only open albums like twice a year. If I was like actually like more on my grind with that, I probably could have made a lot more. I mean, shoot, there's a video where I made like $2,000 in a single month selling photo cards. So 1.5 in a whole year, I was slacking. So for 2023, I did not limit myself to just photo cards from albums from 2023. I included all photo cards that I sold, and apparently I made over like $2,000. That was pretty nice to help fund the collection. It's kind of a ton of money. Making like $2,000 selling pieces of paper, that pretty much paid for my concerts, which is pretty freaking cool. But okay, I promise that's everything. There's no more twists. The next number is gonna be the grand total. No more new things. I mean, like, unless we really want to include like the my Patreon and just like YouTube money, but I promise you, does not make a dent. I'll just say Photocard selling, way more effective. But here we go. Here we go. The final number. Can we get a little $9,153.08. Under 10K. Let's freaking go! Now, of course, I'm well aware that I kind of rigged the result because I did include the photo card selling, which so technically that means I did spend over $10,000 on K-pop. Sure, whatever. If you really want to be that person. Okay. But okay, before we get to the conclusion, we have some more fun stats. I know you guys are loving the numbers. I got a little nice breakdown by the month where you can see what month I spent the most on. The funny thing about this graph is you can just see how in March and April, all my ults came back. Quite the spike. And now that I have 3 years of doing this, I wanted to see if there was some kind of trend on, what months I spend the most on and like what months I spent the least on. I don't know, maybe there's just something where like, June's a month where I'm going to spend a lot of money. So let me like prep for June. You know what I'm saying? And there's the graph. I'll be honest, I don't know how entirely helpful that is, but so cool. So cool. But okay. It is time for the conclusion now, and I say this every single time. The goal for next year is to spend less money. And for once, I'm on the right trend. I'm going in the right direction. I'm so friggin' happy. I know last year I mentioned how I want to do a video where I like sit down and I talk about my albums and my collections and my plans moving forward with them. To be honest, I actually did start doing that. I filmed quite a bit of it, but it just took so long to edit, and now like things have changed where there were a lot of groups I was like, yeah, I'm gonna still collect them. Now I'm like, no, I've already stopped collecting them. So I don't know, I still think that could be a fun video to do. I'd like to do it. It's gonna take a lot of work. It has a long video to do. It's not really a secret that I am trying to downsize my collection. I might try to do some downsizing content for this year, but I'll be honest, the thought of making a video on downsizing is kind of preventing me from downsizing because I have to like, get the camera and everything, and I have to make sure I look somewhat presentable. Like, it's just stopping me from putting albums in bins. I don't know. We'll see. We might not get like time lapses of me putting albums into bins and stuff, but I'll at least try to do some maybe like before and after. But I do have a little announcement, a little secret announcement for those who made it this far in the video, and is that I might be looking into traveling to a certain country at some point this year, a country that could be very relevant to this channel. And in order to do that, what do I need? Money! It's gonna be a huge driving force in my need to save money this year, but it's a secret. It might not happen. I don't know. It's probably gonna happen. I'm probably gonna do the trip. Like plans are being set. Okay, I got a passport picture and everything. And that is my what I spent on K-pop in 2023. I hope that was insightful to someone. It was insightful to me, that's for sure. I know a lot of people love these videos. I like making them. I mean, especially this year. Because I actually had good news. Starting to do these videos and having the spreadsheet that I update all year long. So impactful for me to see, especially this year, like, or I bought 100 less albums. You guys actually don't understand how crazy and cool that was for me to see that. 100 albums. Look, I saved 2,000, like, oh my god. And if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't know. I'm so happy, guys. And yes, before anyone asks, of course I am doing this for 2024 as well. The spreadsheet is there. I'm updating it. I don't think I've made any changes to the process. But if there are any cool stats that you would like to see, let me know. Preferably like now. It's way easier to change my spreadsheet like now than in like 6 months. But anyway, I gotta go. Have a lovely time of day wherever, whenever you are. It is currently 2:51 a.m. Oh my god. I need to go to bed. Bye.